Hello everyone and welcome to another Modswell video. I am your host Maxwell. This is going to be a pretty quick look at where I currently stand with my Dark Souls load order. This is a very bare bones shell for the order to operate in, and I thought, seeing as how it's so hot outside and I have to record with my window closed, maybe the best idea was a nice short introduction to an order. However, the real reason behind this, beyond I may sweat out of existence in this room, is so people can send suggestions on the order. Dark Souls is a very specific style of game, and I personally want to know how far Dark Souls you would like the order to go. With that in mind, watch the clips as they go by. I will explain a few mods I've chosen and sound off in the comment section if you agree with my current suggestions, or even if there's a better option that you would pick. I have also left the order as I have it in the description. However, this is not the final release. We have over a gigabyte to play with. I have made an order with my Discord server before and it went extremely well, so I wanted to do the same again. I will be making a room in my Discord dedicated to this and other community builds where people can come together and collaborate on their dream orders. So as I go through the section, I would love you to consider what would be a more suitable replacement. I plan on doing a few videos around this load order, including things like enemies in combat, city overhauls, and a sneaky one-size-fits-all mod that I might throw on in, but that's all for the future. Let's focus on today. I want to start by talking about atmosphere. This is going to be the make or break of any order trying to emulate a game like Dark Souls, Bloodbourne or Elden Ring. My initial thought was the world should be somewhat grayer, but I actually don't think that looks great long term. So I went and played some Souls and even some Elden Ring and realised actually no, the games aren't grey. They're quite colourful, but overlapped with fogs and mists to create the idea of danger. So what I wanted to try out, and what you're seeing on screen, is ELFX weathers as well as its bleak add-on. This created a nice soft rolling mist and slightly darker weathers. So far so good. I then went to display enhancements where after several thousand hours of fiddling, I turned the saturation up by 2, the contrast by 3, and then used preset 28 as a LOD blur. I am pretty pleased with this so far, but would love to hear what other people would use instead. There's an expectation of high cost associated with great and atmospheric weathers, but I disagree. I tested out several different options, and Aurelia, Mythic and Rustic were the other options I was actually interested in. Any of these would be a fantastic choice, with Rustic being very easy to make look similar to this, but slightly darker. I wanted to do something new with internal lighting as well. I say new, but really I'm just going to use the lighting setup I talked about last week. Although many apologies to Brim for getting the build wrong, it is in fact relighting Skyrim with window shadows. That's all one mod by the way, alongside ELE. This looks great and I really like it. However, there is a part of me thinking of shilling out for Lux again, purely based off of what I'm trying to build. That being said, those two alongside Simply Darker Interiors Fire Effects Light, also one mod. These names are they're getting out of hand. It looks great. That's the end of my point. It looks great. Another aspect I deem part of atmosphere are your natural surroundings. I'm going to cover the man-made surroundings on another video. I've opted for Skyfall's Dead Trees mod. This is for a few reasons. One, they look absolutely fantastic, and I consider them a more than usable standard tree replacer for any build, let alone one that calls for something that shows an aging, decaying world. And 2, I find the performance of this mod to be really nice, lighter than vanilla, so I have literally no complaints here. I really love these trees in a build like this, because when the god rays attach themselves to the fog passing through the trees, you get a totally beautiful moment. Screenshots galore. This builds in so well to the weather setup, and together give you more eye candy than you could possibly need. I've paired the trees with cathedral grasses standalone. The range of grasses in this mod is outstanding and gives off a realistic landscape look, which spreads far out considering its LOD. The LOD we are technically hiding, so you could choose to go another way, but once you've tried cathedral, you pretty much stay with it. Again, amazing performance, especially for all that's going on. Probably the best looks and LODs for its performance. Sneaky truth, the grasses your mother warned about might always be my favourite, but it doesn't perform anywhere near as well as Cathedral. Hell, Vanilla can't even perform as well as Cathedral. The only part I'm struggling on in this section is what to do with plants. I see Renthals as the less bright option, so it might be a better select than Mari's, but honestly, it's much of a muchness there, and I am hoping to find something more fitting soon. So if you have any ideas, now's the time to let me know. The final thing I want to put in this specific video is pretty tricky because it includes music, which I can't share because I can be copy struck. Copy striked? I can get a copy strike. Sounds will be very important in creating an environment that can spook you, build tension and immerse you into a situation. With that in mind, I am using horror music and sound overhaul. This is covering and adding a whole bunch. We get 3 castle tracks, 11 combat tracks, 3 of which are specific to dragons, 4 for the undead and 4 for everything else. 14 dungeon tracks, 16 daytime tracks, 16 nighttime tracks, 11 dungeon ambient sound effects, 31 Draugr sound effects, and 10 skeleton sound effects. Pretty fantastic addition to any horror build, and the music is genuinely great at what it's trying to achieve. Pairing this with the likes of reverb and ambience overhaul is a great way to bring out the spook factor of any dungeon. Although I'm not actually using that mod, I found this plenty good enough on its own. I'm actually gonna zip it for a minute so you can listen to how the dungeons sound. My biggest question will come in a future video, and it relates to a mod called Desolate Morning, which I have talked about before. This includes sound profiles for dungeons and new music, so wouldn't be compatible with horror music and sound overhaul, or many other mods I think would be great for this build. It is, however, a catch-all for nearly every feature I wanted inside of the load order. I think it would be worth watching the video I covered it in to get a good sense of what it's all about, so I will link those videos now. As I want this to be a community built order, what is your opinion on Desolate Morning, and with how good it is for the build, should we use it over other options that could potentially add up to something more interesting? But sticking with this video just a little while longer, how well do you think the atmosphere is looking in the current build, and what would you change? I really am after hearing ideas from all over the community, so do share this video out. The more minds, the better. But if you want to watch as the order is being built, then I highly suggest coming and joining the Discord server. I do fully understand that many people don't want another app to manage though, and comments on here help me far more with YouTube, so you won't hear me complaining if you can't. As long as you make your voice heard on here, the more minds on this order, the better it will be. You will find the current iteration of the order, which I will update video on video so everyone can see the community developments and test it out for themselves should they wish, in the description below. But that's going to do it today. I need to get outside of this stuffy apartment. You'll find links to my Discord server as well as the Skyrim Xbox Mod subreddit in the description below. 2 great resources for any manner of help you may need. And there's also a link to my donations page, Buy Me a Coffee. That isn't a demand, that's the name of the page. I appreciate all donations, but will help anyone any way I can, with or without them, because a good game of Skyrim is basically a human right. If this video has been helpful, I would really appreciate those likes, comments, and of course subscriptions. These are the metrics alongside view duration YouTube uses when they decide if they're going to push your work out to more viewers or not. Either way though, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.